This next shell ornament can be made from multiple repeated elements. I'm gonna make this central segment and then I'm gonna deform it to create the rest of the shell. To make the central element, all you have to do is the same thing you do for all these leaf type ornaments. You just trace the outline, add a grid, create the shape in 3D, and turbo smooth it. Okay, so let's collapse to editable poly, cut in some major detail lines. I'm trying to use the same amount of vertices for all these details, just so I can get a clean mesh easier. Alright, and let's cut in some more to define this little leaf on the side. Right, and now just connect these vertices like that. I'm using my shortcut for this. So just make a nice grid that follows the overall shape of the ornament and the details of the ornament. Alright. And maybe let's add one more cut over here. Smooth it out a bit. And one more cut over here. Okay. And now let's try to make this thing 3D. Actually, I forgot to add some detail over here on the inside of this depression. And I think that's fine now. Okay. Let's check in perspective, see how it looks. And finally, I'm going to select all these polys over here. and I'm gonna extrude them outwards. I'm gonna extrude them 2 times. And rotate the faces a little bit, so the bottom part sticks out a bit more than the top. Okay, now let's deselect all these inner pieces and leave just this detail over here and extrude it a bit more. I want to make sure it's nice and smooth where it transitions into the rest of the shape. So I target welded that vertex. I'm gonna move these a bit like this. I'm gonna make some nice smooth transitions. Okay. Now let's add some symmetry. Make sure it's in the right place. And let's add Turbo Smooth to see the result. Okay, so this place is a bit weird. I'm gonna target weld a bit more. Actually, I'm not gonna target weld. But I'm gonna cut in a bit more detail over here. Let's extend it all the way up. I'm just fixing a mistake I made earlier. I don't want to end with a triangle. I want to end with a square and 2 vertices. Okay, and that should give us a better result. And it actually does. Alright, now I'm going to select these polys and I'm going to extrude them inwards. Okay. All these polys on top are not really needed, so you can get rid of them. Same for this one, and these over here on the side. They're just getting in our way. All right. That looks good. Let's make a quick box over here. I'm going to make it as a separate object, since there's really no need to make the whole thing as a single object. it's a bit easier to just make a box here. Collapse it to editable poly. Add some more segments to adjust the shape. Okay, let's fix it right there. And some support edges over here. And turbo smooth it. And that's fine. And finally we can go ahead and fix these sides by extruding some detail over here. I'm just gonna target weld it down. Okay, that's fine. And finally extrude this piece. And target weld this on this end. Right. So that's a good basic shape. What you can do is you can add edit poly about the symmetry and shift plus move the outline back. To make the whole object a bit thicker. Let's add an FFD 4x4. And modify the shape so it looks more like our reference shell. I'm gonna assign a material to both of these objects so they look the same. That's nice. I think we need to make this depression a bit deeper. Maybe even chamfer these edges. Okay, I'm gonna move this part a bit deeper as well. And I'm gonna chamfer this edge loop to make it sharper. Okay, that's nice. And now all that's left is duplicating and creating the rest of the object. I'm going to simplify the geometry here at the end a little bit. And you can add edit poly, select some vertices and add FFD modifier to modify your selection like this. It's a quick way to easily adjust multiple vertices. Just make sure you clear your edit poly selection above it in the stack. In this case, I did it by adding an edit poly modifier. Alright, so let's make a copy, add another FFD 4x4, and rotate and fit to the reference image. Okay, so that's one element. Let's make a copy. Just press Ctrl V. Scale it down a bit. Move upwards. I have some visual glitches over here, but okay. Looks like I accidentally deselected my inner element. So those weren't glitches. Those are just control points for both of the objects visible at the same time. And adjust the control points until you have your shape just like you want it. Right, that's good. Mirror to the other side. And there's your shell. And if you wish, you can make it a bit more 3D by scaling it on the y-axis, add edit poly, select all the outlines, and shiftless move them back to extrude them. You can flatten it, add cap holes modifier to close it up, and finally add the smooth modifier. To make sure these extruded parts are smooth as well. And that's how you can make a shell from multiple elements, like in this example.